This is the Domino's Pizza NFL Live Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Nobody knows like Domino's how you like pizza at home.
Okay, Bob Costas with Bill Parcells and O.J. Simpson. We'll get their comments in just a moment, but first to the scoreboard. Buffalo having not such an easy time at County Stadium in Milwaukee, leading only 14-10 over the 2-7 Packers. Now, the fans at County Stadium trying to help the Pack out. Their only two victories this year were against the Buccaneers. A workmanlike early drive capped by Vince Workman going over from the 1. The flag was against Buffalo. The touchdown stood, and it was 7-0. Then a bit of good fortune for Buffalo. A pass intended for Thurman Thomas off his hands into the waiting arms of Andre Reed. The flag was against Green Bay for pass interference, and the touchdown stood. Now Mike Tomczak is able to bring Green Bay back with this completion to Ed West, and it led to a field goal which gave them a 10-7 lead. Erased when this pass was caught by Don Beebe from Kelly for the TD, 14-10. Kelly has thrown 22 touchdown passes this year. No other quarterback in the league has as many as 15.
Well, it appears to me at this point that Green Bay's defensive game plan, as much as Bill pointed out in the pregame show, that they look like they're trying to take Thurman Thomas out of the game, and they're doing a good job of it. He only has 24 yards rushing and 1 reception at this point, and for the most part, they've done a good job of controlling Buffalo's offense.
Now, when people talk about how to beat Buffalo, they go back to you guys in the Super Bowl, and they go back to what Kansas City did on that Monday night at Arrowhead, the only team to beat them this year. It looks like Green Bay, though, does not have the requisite weapons. They don't have a single running back with as many as 150 yards yet this year for the season.
No, Green Bay is going to have to beat him with Tomczak improvising to the wide receivers, control the ball that way. But it looked like to me the last part of the second quarter, Buffalo's offense started to get in sync, and they're starting to pressurize that Green Bay defense. So look for Buffalo to score some more in the second half.
All right, on we go. The Redskins have scored some more at RFK. They're trying to take their record to 10-0. Since the end of World War II, there have been 12 teams in league history that have opened as good as 9-0. One of them went all the way undefeated. That, of course, the Don Shula Dolphin team of 1972. The one that went furthest without getting it, the 1985 Bears, they went to 12-0 before the Dolphins beat them on a Monday night. Last year, the Giants and San Francisco both went to 10-0, but each, of course, eventually lost. The Redskins could go to 10-0 if they win today, and they're leading the Falcons 21-3. Rippon has run for 1 and thrown for 2, including a 61-yarder to Gary Clark. Dallas and Houston tied at 10 at the Astrodome, and now the Cowboys just hit a field goal, so they take a 13-10 lead. Interestingly, Ian Howfield was cut after he missed the potential game winner for the Oilers last week at RFK. His replacement, the former Cardinal Al Del Greco, hit a 52-yarder in the second quarter. San Francisco is playing at the Superdome against the 8-1 Saints. Steve Walsh has an 8-yard touchdown pass to Eric Martin. The Saints lead it 7-3. It is Steve Bono, the third-string quarterback, calling the plays for the 49ers with both Montana and Young hurt. The Jets in the game you're watching with the lead at the half over the Colts, 14-7. Now, I'm thinking of the plight of Rick Venturi. At Northwestern, he was 1-31-1. His only victory as a head coach came in September of 1979 when they beat Wyoming 27-22, and it doesn't look that much better for him in Indy.
Well, I tell you, though, the Colts are playing the Jets pretty tough this afternoon. The Jets don't watch it. This game gets tied up. The Colts think they have a chance to win one. It could be a real dogfight. Jets got to worry about the Jets, not the Colts.
Yeah, I think the Jets, I'm surprised the Colts are playing so well. You got to give them credit with Dickerson problem they had this week. But all these New Yorkers here in the studio, they don't have confidence in the Jets. I think the Jets are going to be 10-6 this year and make the playoffs.
All right, they stand at 5-4 right now. Cleveland jumped out to a 23-0 lead in Philadelphia. The Eagles have come back with 17 unanswered points. They just got a field goal. Jim McMahon threw a 70-yard touchdown pass to Fred Barnett, a 16-yarder to Keith Jackson. Bernie Kosar has thrown 2 touchdown passes for the Browns, but the big news is, after 15 straight passes without an interception, bringing his total to 308, passing Bart Starr's record of 294. He was 1 behind him coming in today. He sets the record at 308. Then on pass attempt number 309, he's intercepted by Ben Smith, and there you see the totals and the years in which they accomplished it. So Kosar has the record, and the Browns have a quickly dwindling lead. Once 23 points, now down to 6. Tampa Bay has a 20-7 lead over the Lions in Tampa Bay late in the second quarter. The Lions are not a good team, A, away from home, and B, perhaps more importantly, on a grass field. And Cincinnati, which won for the first time last week against the Browns, is taking on the Steelers, and the Steelers have lost 4 in a row. The Bengals have the lead in this one by a score of 17-6. Ickey Woods a touchdown run, Boomer Esiason an 18-yard touchdown pass to Rodney Holman. We'll preview the upcoming game between the Raiders and Broncos when we continue at halftime right after this.